Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Train Man, and welcome back to the weekly timetable for the week of April 26th, 2015. We are in the midst of an eventful, or we're at the end of an eventful week. Now, we had seven videos plus one. I'll get to the plus one at the end of the show. This week, as well as a couple of announcements, and something I really need to share with you guys, especially if you're a fan of science fiction, specifically, well, actually, not really specifically, two things that I have to share with you if you're a fan of science fiction or a fan of me. I know there aren't too many of them in that latter category, but oh well. If you're a fan of especially Doctor Who and Firefly, there is an excellent little story I just read. It's dated by now, but it's still really fantastic. Anyways, let's get into this. On Monday, we had Simulation Protocol Overload Episode 27, Stairway to Hell. This is, of course, it would have been a Led Zeppelin quote, except there was no heaven at the top of the stairway. Big sign, abandon all hope, ye who enter here. And, he was really kind of right, as someone who has ventured further than that sign. The area becomes pretty bad. So, the lead up to that area, you'd expect, is not so great either. There was a very long staircase where we did not even try to conquer even half of it. We stuck to one side. We didn't venture out. We didn't destroy all the spawners. We didn't go for all the loot. It was sort of like, okay, we're going to just kind of get up this staircase now. Other than that, though, it's kind of a, it's a good episode, actually. It's one of the better ones for a while. Bible gets shot. There's some almost falling in lava there. There's weeping angels. There's, and the zombie pigmen, too.
Oh, God.
You know, I mean, honestly, we can get by no problem. There's a bunch of spawners on the stairs, though.
We should go left side.
Hold on. No, I know what he's getting at. If Weibold, can you, like, attack their feet or something?
I tried a while ago. It's useless. I, like, broke my sword on it.
No. I just mean to keep them targeting you.
Oh, yeah.
Because
the ones in the pit? The ones in the pit?
Oh, crap. No, just attack them.
Ow.
Keep attacking them.
Buenos dias, my friends.
Spawner's down.
Yes, okay.
I think they're all in the pit. Oh! Can they get out of the pit? They can't get out of the pit. Alright, good. They're fine now.
There's another spawner at the top of the stairs.
On Tuesday, we had Trainman Plays Crusoe's Locomotion, episode 177, Timing and Scheduling, because timing and scheduling is very important when it comes to what we're trying to do. And really, what we're trying to do is just line everything up so that we can get... Oh, I need to fix that. So that we can get... What's the word? I don't have it. So that we can get cars to be produced at a rate that is greater than 0. We've gotten a couple little, we've had a couple carloads of cars, but it's very sporadic and it's not lining up properly. We don't have effective transport from, we don't have things coming in at the same time, so we're not producing any. We don't have really effective transport of those materials. We really don't have enough of them. Fortunately, we get a little boosts in coal production and iron ore production, so we're getting full trains in now, but for the most part, we really need to secure some better supply lines, and that's what the next episode is going to be filled with. Even with identical conditions, the train will not load past the 104 plastic pellets mark. For some inexplicable reason. We should feed this with plastic pellets, or more plastic pellets. On Wednesday, we had Homeworld Remastered Episode 8, Radiation Zone. Welcome to Chernobyl, and welcome Chernobyl, the carrier which doesn't survive the whole episode. I accidentally cut out the part where I named the carrier, and later decreed that the carriers would all be named after nuclear disasters. So I feel like I'm going to run out of names pretty quick, because that carrier died really fast. This area is really handing it to us in terms of environmental threats and the enemies. The enemies themselves are pretty dangerous in the way of just they're numerous, and they had a heavy cruiser which took out a lot. It was painful. I'll be completely honest, it was very painful. And I fear for the moment where I have to go back and work on this level again, because we didn't get through the whole thing. This is the first time we paused, or the first time we haven't made it through a level in an episode. It's gonna be something. It's really gonna be something. I'm not sure really what they have left. We might want to send some probes out, but our forces got completely destroyed towards the end of the episode.
Ready.
Why are you not?
Strike group, prepare for assault.
Kill.
Acknowledged. Moving to intercept.
Like, they stopped moving, so these guys just kind of gave up on them. It's like, oh, well, I guess they're dead. No, they're not. We froze them. It's like the world's most dangerous game of freeze tag.
Group 10 copy.
After that, immediately after that, we had War Thunder Episode 3, Bridge Buddies. Now, this was a fun little thing. Or War Thunder Extras Episode 3. I just managed to capture this. Normally, I unfortunately have not been recording a lot of War Thunder, just because it really isn't convenient most of the time, and it's the kind of thing where a lot of the time I'm playing by myself. And I tend to only record when I get a squad, but Weibold and I got stuck in this position, and he suggested I whip out Bandicam, and it was really funny. This whole thing that happened to us, this whole mess that we got ourselves in. Following that, on Thursday we had the Zombie Train episode 119, Flat and Green. Now this is something Weibold would not like, but the green is separate from the flat. Flat and green, but not flat green blank. We are putting green on the things that are not flat, and we are making flat the things that are not green. Although not all of the things. That isn't an exclusive. That isn't an equals, three-line equals. It's not, don't take it that way. We're flattening some things, and we're painting some other things. That's how this whole thing is working out. Then go back into here and start placing this stuff down. That is the wrong one. That was far too large. Something I've learned when placing down splines like grass and trees that are natural in nature, I guess, that are natural splines. You're not going to want to place them down. You're not going to want to stretch them out a lot. You're not going to want to keep them all independent and organized. What you want to do is actually make them so that you get I just wanted to see what that was. So that you sort of get a mismatch of what things look like. Like, if you'll notice, I'm placing them at random angles, I'm overlapping some of them, I'm stretching them out to different lengths sometimes, although the grass and the trees and things, they don't do that very well. On Friday, we had Tremon's Fever, episode 34, Consolidation. Now, this was fun to see. We finally got a little upgrade. We got twice as many driving wheels per locomotive. They pulled off some other wheels to make it happen and made them really, really small. So, it's nice to have an engine that's a little bit faster and a little bit more powerful than the General, even though power wasn't really the thing we were short of. But now we can start working on some of those longer routes that connect the towns that we just couldn't reach before, as well as making sure that the trains that would otherwise need to be double headers can be a little bit better. It's sort of a very straightforward episode. We don't do anything really out of the ordinary, although we do try and build a fairly ambitious section of track and continually run out of money while trying to do it. It has a couple of tunnels in it, too. You thought it'd be easy, but it wouldn't be. We'll probably need that space. Whoa! 270. Hey! There it is. We've got... looks like Consolidation. Where's the little train depot so I can get a handle on what's going on? Yeah, it's a Consolidation, alright. Yeah. Twice as heavy. Alright. 60 kilometers per hour, that's nice. That goes with our new passenger cars almost. Alright, twice as much power, yeah. almost twice as much tractive effort. Running costs are more, but that's what you'd expect from a new engine. We'll definitely take a look at those. The first thing I might do is put one on this train here. Finally, on Saturday, we had Space Engineers Episode 38, Utility. It should be Utility, because, especially based on TBA's reaction to my beautiful craft, it isn't exactly the most useful thing in the universe. Also, we broke it later, but that's a story for another time. I spent the episode refitting the little shuttle that we had, and kind of rejuvenating it, adding attachments that make it useful again, even though useful is definitely not equal to good looking. It looks awful. It is the ugliest, one of the ugliest things I've ever seen in Space Engineers. But to me, it's beautiful. And it grinds like you've never seen. Look what I made. What did you make? I made a mobile grinder grid. And I also just kicked off that chair into the middle of nowhere.
One still, one Spanish, so it's free to the white owners, but...
But as that ends my videos this week, it doesn't actually end my videos this week. I, for the third time, maybe I'll notice a trend here someday and give up, but not yet. I, for the third time, have kickstarted, restarted, boosted off the ground the Admiral Ellis channel, and that is something for all things science fiction, mainly the Time Travelers Organization, which is the book series that I've been writing for a while and have been procedurally scrapping as I get stuff done. But I finished a book, and I like said book, and I'm fairly proud of it, because it's a very good indicator of what my skills are right now. I will post a link to the reopening video in the description. Also, I'm trying to bring it up to par. It's kind of... It didn't have much in the way of... It didn't have an intro or an outro. Now we've got that. It didn't have... It didn't have a lot of the nice things, as it were. So, that really was, yeah. No, that was not... What's the word? I don't know. It was something. It wasn't what I needed it to be. Anyways. Now it's gotten up to par. It's a more personal channel. It's a kind of channel where you guys will ask me questions about something in the comments of a video, and I will come back the following episode and talk about it at length and explain it. Or, it's my job there to answer questions, not just to do read-throughs of things that I've written. I'm very proud of the universe I've created, and just kind of want to show it off. And the way the channel is, it's all ad-libbed, and it's kind of just out of the blue. These questions I'm probably not going to spend much time preparing for, so it's just going to be me sort of pulling stuff out of thin air with what I know about the different universes that are involved in this. Now, this is like, I won't call it the ultimate, but it is a very hefty sort of crossover fanfiction universe, and I don't like calling it fanfiction because I feel like that is a bad connotation, especially out here on the web. But it's got Halo, it's got Stargate, it's got Star Trek, it's got Firefly sometimes, it's got the Leviathan trilogy by Scott Westerfeld. Missing something big. But it's got loads and loads of stuff that I've just kind of tossed in there. Did I mention Star Trek? I don't know. Star Trek sometimes plays a role, although my character originally came from that sort of deal, but a lot of the time is spent building timelines and making everything line up. Anyways, scratching that, but moving to different crossover fanfiction. If you are... I didn't write this. If you are a fan of Serenity and Firefly, you may not be such a fan of Serenity, and trust me, I know why. And Doctor Who, specifically the 10th Doctor, it's him in this, you really want to read this story. It's amazing. I had work the following morning. Let me just put this in perspective. I had work the following morning at 9 o'clock. I stayed up until like 4 reading this story, and then I finished the rest of it while I was off work. But it's very well written, and it captures the characters exceptionally. So if you just want something to read, either go ahead and read that or take a look over on the Admiral Ellis channel, because I've got something new that I just put out. It's a story called The Sorcerer's Daughter, and I explain more of that over there. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you next week. Try man out.